Get that.
Yeah. You got this. I mean, right? You're doing it. Oh, we're doing it live.
All right, I think we are. All right, guys, we have a special show for you guys tonight, as we're joined by Evan B. Stone and Jack Vaisey of the SV Chronicles. We're gonna be talking lots and lots of stuff: UFOs, cave exploring. Oh my gosh, you name it. This is gonna be a fun show. So Joe, give us the countdown.
In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Get over here! Hi, I'm martial art master Daniel Pacino. You know me as the original Johnny Cage, Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Reptile, and Smoke. You are tuning in to NerdCage Live on YouTube, Twitter, Twitch. Don't miss an episode or you'll get caged. So let's finish him.
This is Anthony Marquez, better known as Kung Lao for Mortal Kombat. Make sure to like and subscribe to NerdCage Live. Be there. Us.
Hey everybody, this is Dave Niebor from Dog Eat Dog, and you're watching NerdCage Live. So like, share, and subscribe to this channel. These are great guys doing what they love to do.
NerdCage Live and gaming are a perfect match.
Shoot the J, Joe. Okay. Shoot it!
All right.
Over on NerdCage Live on Twitch, Jay and Joe go live.
Call me Bazooka Joe.
It's all about you.
Kaboom! Playing both old school and new school games every Tuesday night. Ooh, what a sight!
Jay, stop looking at her face and run.
But she's so beautiful.
So be sure to follow NerdCage Live on Twitch.
Run for your life, Joe. Run for your life, Joe.
Running.
Run faster. Oh no, Joe. The galaxy's doomed because of you.
To scratch your gaming itch.
Oh, nice kick, Joe.
Thank you.
About you.
Yo, that's diabolical.
About humanity.
Wait. Yo!
That's twitch.tv/NerdCage Live.
Hi, I'm Leah Montalongo, the OG Sindel. Please like, subscribe to NerdCage Live.
This is Ernie C. from Body Count. You're tuned into NerdCage. Can you like and subscribe?
Hey guys, it's the original Shao Kahn, Brian Glenn, and I'd like you to subscribe to NerdCage Live.
Wat's up, NerdCage Nation? It's your boy, Jay St. G.
And of course, I'm Joe from FallenOne Gaming.
Last Christmas, we did the most epic watch party marathon that was cheesy movies for charity.
And may I say, it was the most gratifying thing we've ever done on NerdCage Live.
Last year, we raised over $1,000 for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. So guess what? We're doing it again.
That's right, baby.
It's charity time.
Yes, Cheesy Movies for Charity 2 will be right here on youtube.com/@NerdCage Live on Saturday, December 16th, starting at noon Eastern Standard Time. So Joe, kick this shit off.
Starting at noon, we will watch Double Dragon, which is currently streaming on Tubi.
And at 2 p.m., we will watch Samurai Cop, which is also streaming on Tubi.
At 4 p.m., it's Garbage Day. Yes, we will watch Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, which is currently on YouTube.
And at 6 p.m., it will be Joe's first time as we watch the 1966 Batman movie, with Adam West, available on HBO Max.
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
And for the finale at 8 p.m., we will end on the highest note with Moonfall, available on HBO Max.
For this year, once again, we'll be working with St. Jude's, and we are going to set the initial goal for $1,000. We can do it.
When the watch party starts, there will be a link in the description where you can donate. Progress will be shown on stream.
The first 5 people who donate at least $100 will get a free NerdCage Live t-shirt of their choice at our merch store.
Once we hit our goal of $1,000 for St. Jude's, we will give away a NerdCage Live hoodie from our merch store because it's wintertime and it's our way of saying thank you.
Finally, if we get to at least $2,000 for St. Jude's Children's Hospital, I will cut my hair off and donate it.
St. Jude's is our favorite charity, and we are so excited to be working with them once again.
Thanks a lot, NerdCage Nation. We will see you Saturday, December 16th.
I'm Evan B. Stone, music cue. I'm a world-class adventurer and cinematographer. Basically, I go around the world and capture the adventure of travel. I specialize in really extreme stuff.
You okay?
Really intense.
This is what travel is all about. And capturing that essence is my job.
Look at that, yeah, look at that, the chat's reacting.
This is the most dangerous.
Greetings, citizens! You're now trapped in a nerd cage. We hope you have a smashing good time.
You're now about to witness the strength of geek knowledge. Hello, welcome. That's right. Once again, you are trapped in NerdCage Live. This channel is a celebration of all things pop culture, including the SV Chronicles, UFO sightings, cave exploring, ocean exploring, all that good stuff. Discovery TV, you name it.
Oh, yeah.
Please hit that like button and subscribe. I'm your co-host, Jay St. G, certified geek, 7 days a week, coming to you live from yours truly, the land of the orange and the land of Tom Cruise, the land of Earth Crisis of Syracuse, New York. And always among us is our moderator and troll Amber, stronger than a DK banana slammer. You can't stop it, you can't top it, you can't crop it like a B-52 bomber. Oppenheimer, he's gonna drop it. He's the NerdCage Live Gaming Prophet. Joe of FallenOne Gaming, what is going on?
Dude, today, of all days, we have Evan Stone, producer, cinematographer, all-around TV sensation with us tonight. So, how are you doing, sir?
I'm good. It's Evan B. Stone, with the B, the B's.
Yes.
Don't Google the other guy. Just don't. don't do it. No. I said it. Hey, thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here. I want to get nerdy because all the stuff I do in my life, a nerd can get into. It get real nitty gritty. So let's get into it.
Yeah, so Joe, before we go any further, who do we got in the chat tonight?
In the chat tonight, we have Drew Stone himself. We have Shay Smithers. We have Doomzilla, and probably a ton of lurkers.
Yeah, shout out to those guys. And I just want to say, I see Doom says he's going to see Godzilla -1 today. For the record, Joe and I are going to see Godzilla -1 tomorrow. So we'll probably do an out of the theater reaction stream on Facebook. So keep your eyes out for that. Also, real quick before we get started here, if you haven't already, please get yourself a NerdCage Live t-shirt, any size, any color, big or small, we love them all. We got some awesome designs, like this Rocky 3 design prediction pain shirt, our most top-selling shirt here with the Strength of Geek Knowledge on the back, as well as our Kaiju shirt. I'm sure you've seen this design somewhere. And, of course, don't tell the Rizzo we got a Wu-Tang shirt. Many more designs on the way. So big or small, we love them all. Whether you're a skinny booty call or a fat fuck, we got you covered. You're going to love the way you look. I guarantee it. NerdCage Live T public link in the description. And Joe, plug in social media real quick.
Yes, if you want to get us on Twitter or Instagram, both handles are at @nerd_cage. Our link to our Discord is in the description. Become a member there as well. And our Facebook discussion group, that is NerdCage Nation. We love everything you guys put up there. No spoilers, no politics, and for God's sakes, keep it civil.
And yes, real quick, also just want to point out too that the co-host of SV Chronicles, Jack Vaisey, will be here in about 15-20 minutes. So he'll be joining us shortly. But for the meantime, we got Evan B. Stone here. And Evan, thanks so much for taking your time off your very busy schedule to hang out with us tonight. We really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm making myself busy. I just started a YouTube show, and I'm shooting it, and Jack's with me, and I'm cutting it, and doing the promos, and it's done when it's done, and it's, until the last second. It feels good. Feels good doing it. But next week, I'm starting back up on Expedition Unknown with Josh. We're going to Rome. We're starting in Rome, and we're going to do a story about Mr. Kringle, Mr. Kris Kringle, Mr. Santa Claus himself. We're going to bum rush him. We're going to tackle him. We're going to talk to him, see what he's all about. And I won't, I didn't get some gifts last year, so I'm hoping to talk to him about that. But yeah, no, it's a history show, and we have fun doing it. And I've been working with Josh Gates for 15 years. I did Destination Truth, which that was where the crew was actually on camera as well. And I've been with Josh ever since. So 15 good years, traveling the world, every dirty cave, every gross, underneath and behind and through, and long treks and jungles, and gosh, it is something. And I'm ready to answer the question. What do you guys want to hear about? Like, most dangerous thing I've done, the weirdest thing, the strangest, or maybe unexplained. So many stories.
Okay, we will get to those in a second. I definitely want to all those that you just brought up. I want to ask, but for starters, Evan, take us back to the beginning. Where'd you go to school? How'd you get started in this business? I know you work as a cinematographer. I know you're a producer. So just take us back to the beginning and what led you to working on TV and what led you to the SV Chronicles, if you could, please.
Sure. Yeah, my dad, Arnie Stone, he's a commercial director. Me and my brother and my sister, we grew up on a set. I was a PA, didn't go to college. I knew better. I just waste my dad's money, and because I knew a lot at that point. And after I became a boom man, actually, which is a sound guy who holds the boom up, to get closer to camera, because I didn't want to be a PA and always offset. So I got close with the boom and I listened. You have to know about lenses. And I got to tune in onto the director, everyone. And then I became an assistant cameraman. And then I started just shooting my own stuff. Back in the day, to get in the business, music videos. And I was lucky enough to get a video on Buzzbin rotation. I was 24 years old, and there was a band called White Trash. The song's called Apple Pie, and it blew up. And I got a call from Los Angeles from a guy, Jeff Panzer, and he was from EMI Records Group, and he said, "How do you like a job in LA?" And I said, "Oh man, don't fuck with me," because I visited my friend in LA, and it was like, I'm from New York City. You go to LA, it's like, girls in the car with and you surfers, and you're just like zowie, So yeah, I took the job as an in-house director, and then that was great. And that was like the time in '91, like Wilson Phillips, John Cicada, Vanilla Ice, the one when he had dreads. It was like and I was working on all these big music videos. but I was kind of the client. You know, I was hired as they call them video commissioner. So I had a big ego problem like that. So I left, and I couldn't. These people weren't in the film business, and they're like telling me what to do, and I'm like a real film head, you know.
Yeah.
So then, and then I started doing skate films and entrepreneurial at T-Bone Films. We did skate, dirt bike films. We're independent filmmakers. We're selling tapes at $8 a tape, and they were selling out, and the skate shops, and it was really cool. And then we got bought out by a company, and just I just eventually ended up with Al Gore's Current TV. It's a documentary channel. And
Wow.
From there, I helped start that network, and it was all short form programming before YouTube. And I got my chops in doing short form. It's a bad word. They call it predator. You know, like you could shoot, you could produce and edit. And I was like, don't call me that, but that's what it's called. And I was scrappy from the early days, doing everything. I was DPing, I was directing, but I had to DP because I didn't have any money. So I learned and edit the same thing. So I have this skill my whole life: produce, shoot, and edit. At the same time, I was a climber. I was a mountain climber. I took a NOLS class, a NOLS course at National Outdoor Leadership School. Every kid should take one at 16. All you parents out there, NOLS, NOLS, Google it. It's awesome. It's teaching you to be a leader, a leadership role in mountaineering. And so after that, I was zapped. I was climbing at the New Palls every weekend, at the Gunks, and plus a filmmaker, but I didn't put them together just yet. You know, that was late. That happened later in life, with Expedition Unknown. And then in the early 2000s, there was this crazy show on MTV called Senseless Acts of Video.
Nice.
It's nuts. It was we took stunts that happen in videos and really did them. Like that video stand when the kid gets underwater, like the car goes over the bridge and underwater. Like we really did that stunt. It was super scary, and they needed someone to do the action sports stuff. And I knew Tony Hawk, Seth Enslow. I was working with all those dudes. I knew the Ramp Builders, and back in the 90s, like the Metal Militia and all those dudes. So I went in there and said, hey, I can, this guy that you're working with, they were having a problem with, and I said, he's taking you. I could get this done, and da-da-da. And the owner of Ping Pong, Brad Coleman, who I'm still working with to this day, took a chance on me and as a producer. And then it was early 2000s when reality TV was just awesome. Other shows like One Bad Trip. I don't know if you know about that one. It's like the kid goes on vacation, and the parents are in disguise, and the kids are, and we tell the kids, drink more, make out with your friend, and the parents have a mustache. You know, he's like driving a limo. Totally, like, and we're like, I'm going to hell, you know? And then eventually he's like, no, dude, you know, like, so shows like that were really cool. And then, on and on. I've been busy nonstop. After Current TV, I hooked in with, I looked at myself in the other thing. I was like, who's that crazy guy? I hooked in with Josh Gates on Destination Truth, and that was
wow.
They actually auditioned me. You know, like, am I good on camera? I know, because the show was a crew who's looking for unknown things that go bump in the night, and if I'm the cameraman, I see something. The audio guy's like, ooh, I hear something, you know, so like it really worked. Kind of a breakthrough show, kind of formatted what today's paranormal shows are. There's maybe one or two shows. Blair Witch, of course, was what everyone was, that feeling we wanted.
Yeah.
And then on and on. I'm just known as an adventure filmmaker, climbing, diving, dangerous, I guess. I mean, it's all within what I think is not, I know what dangerous is, and usually I'm afraid of people, not like what I think is I can do or not. So, I've done I just could spin the globe and be like, right there, tell a story. And it's cool. I love history. And when I go on these shows with Expedition Unknown, I get on the plane. I don't even want to know what we're doing. I get the dossier. It opens up. I'm like, oh, King Tut's tomb. Oh, we're gonna do.
Go in raw, baby.
Yeah, it's like 007. It's like a mission. And then it's like, oh, night ice diving at night. What? There's supposed to be a creature there, like, So there's,
Nice.
There's some sketchy dives, sketchy locations. So you folks want to see. You don't want to see a sunny day. You want to see it sleeting, raining, and we've done really, really. I think we've done some amazing television storytelling, and anyone who watches Expedition Unknown will attest to that. We've done some really good stuff. I'm really proud of the work we do. Yeah.
Excellent. So this just in. Jack is entered. So let me bring him in. So give me just a moment here, guys. I'm just gotta do a quick switcheroo here. And then let me just put Joe's thing in the waiting room.
You want me to keep it up?
Well, I'll put it in the waiting room. But yeah, keep it up just in case we get a disconnect or something.
Yeah,
and
so I can segue into Jack.
Yeah.
So Destination Truth, I was on camera, and since then I'm on camera still, like with Josh, and I'm his sidekick or buddy, and we go do solo missions a lot, and sometimes I co-host a show, like a look back show with him, and I always want to get back into doing stuff. There he is.
There he is.
Don't.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
He's actually that color. He's just totally blue like that.
All the time.
No, it's all right. Put it on. Jack. So I have a fan page through the lens of Evan B. Stone.
Link in the description. Yeah, by the way, all the links to everybody, the links are in the description. I got the TikTok, the YouTube, the Facebook, the SE Chronicles, everything's linked in the description, everybody.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I
appreciate that.
Yeah, so anyhow, my fan page is like, they're telling me, oh man, we want you back out there, and I'm like, I want to get out there too. I always make idols of other people. I always make these things, these shows, and just propping them up, and I like it. That's fine, but I just remember being in those skate days when I made my own product, and what my expression was of filmmaking, how I told it. And it was so gratifying, and I wanted to kind of get back to that. And Jack was one of my fans. I'm not sure how frothy he was, but we started talking, and I tell you, Jack's onto something. He does this live TikTok investigations, paranormal investigations live. So as he's doing his thing, people are saying, "Hey, over there, left," and he's tasking them. He's saying, "Oh, can someone look that up?" It's not passive. He's doing an interactive thing. I just got sprung on it. I was like, I'm coming up. And then my brain was like, storytelling, we're going to go live. We're going to do a whole thing. And then we're going to go live like he does. But we're going to make it more where people, when they do show up, they already know the story because they've been tracking it. And now it goes live. And everyone's like, let's go. Let's find what these voices, like everyone's in on the same story and it's live. So
yeah, I can see how something like that would blow up, considering like all the rest of the paranormal stuff that's on TV and everything is all pre-recorded, so you can't really interact with it. You kind of have to tell them, "Oh, well, I saw this after the fact," which doesn't help. So it's cool to have something live like that where you can actually interact and see something somebody else doesn't. That's cool.
Some of my best evidence I've ever caught has actually been through the people watching on the lives. It's crazy. It's like, me and Evan have even missed some stuff when we've been filming, and because we call ourselves the ADHD ghost hunters, because we'll just start talking about one thing and we'll be off in like left field somewhere, and some of our followers have caught some crazy stuff.
Yeah, we keep the cameras rolling. Just this last investigation, we got almost all of our best stuff while we're chit-chatting in the car, and meanwhile we have a camera facing out, and it was just like ghouls and goblins and everything, like we're just fucking missing it. It was really funny.
All right, let's get into that. I want to ask this. We got everybody here now. Just tell us some of the craziest moments, the scariest moments. Like, what was the most bizarre moment? Let's start with that. Whoever wants to go.
Let you go first, Evan.
Well, it's everyone. I mean, in Destination Truth, in '09. The first time I ever worked on it was in a haunted forest in Romania. And it's just circle it, nothing grew there. UFO sightings, a Nazi camp was there. There's all this like, and it's Romania. It's pretty like vampire. It's like, it is
Nice.
Transylvania. It's really, if you know,
I can dig it.
Super poor and old world, and mystical, and people really believe the old world ways, and what I've learned is that kind of environment really does stir up stuff. And I was doing something, we called it a haunting, but when one of the crew members is out in the field while other people are watching, I have a clip if you want to roll it. And I could talk over it.
Yeah.
So that was my first week on the job, and I was sitting there, and I got pretty much, I don't remember much, but I got like I was sitting cross-legged for 20 minutes, and I just got blown back, and I just come out of frame, and they can't find me for 20 minutes, and then when they do, I have like cuts on my arm, and I was really scared when I woke up, and I just was like, what the fuck, what kind of show is this, you know? What did I was like, I was in New York City like last week, you know, and I'm getting blown back by a ghost or entity. No, it's not that one. It's the I think it should say forest baby.
Yeah, DT Romanian Forest. I'm playing it right now.
Yeah.
There's a delay. That's why I had the other one loaded. So yeah.
Yeah. So this is a little in the beginning, a little tease. That's Josh Gates there. We became buddies. You know, he likes my style. I go.
Sorry, the dolls. The picture of the dolls. That was funny.
I'm a gonzo journalist. You know, from before meeting him. So when it came to be, you know, let's go all out, investigate these things that I never even heard of, and I was just all in. You know, you have to suspend belief. And when you do, you just have a ton of fun, you know, and then all of a sudden things happen and you're like questioning, like, what did make that noise, you know? So here we go. I'm sitting cross-legged here, and then he's talking me, okay, and I say I'm hearing voices kind of arcing around me, and then all of a sudden, it feels like I was having like a LSD flashback or something. It's just, and I got blown. See that? Oof, got blown away. These are just stills. Obviously,
yeah.
You see I'm cross-legged, and it just got ripped up, and then I don't remember much after that. And these guys come running after me, and then it was in the show, which I didn't see until it was edited. But oh boy, I had this itchy feeling in my arm. I'm saying I felt like the wind just kind of blew up on me, and then I had this itchy arm, and I was like, "Why's it itch?" And I had these like scars on my arm. So, which I still have, and they're like, great, you know, so, yeah, so it was the highest rated show, and I didn't even know that. The next season, I wasn't even on the show. I was for doing something and they called me back as talent to go back to the woods, and I was like, okay. That's what I found out, being talent is super easy. You just gotta be yourself. Everyone's like a prima donna, like, oh, look, he's here at set. It's like, you just be yourself, and it's easy. I'm used to doing it all. So, but then after that, I just, you know, I didn't want to. It's not my thing, you know. I don't go into a room and feel like something, but things happen around me, and the people around me get the benefit of it, or if they're interested, I just kind of close it off.
Now, this last image here we're looking at, is that a paranormal ghost we're looking at right now?
What's that?
The very, very last image there. It's almost like...
That's me getting blown back. It was with an IR camera, so it's kind of...
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
So
wow, that... By the way, shout out to Doom in the chat. He says, mad respect to you guys for venturing to some of the most dangerous places, especially when paranormal is involved.
I know. Now, the more you know, like, believe me, we rappel down to, like, in Egypt, like, a hole of bones. Like, you just rappel down, you're like crunchy, and you're like, it's all bones. And just so many times, smelling bone dust, it just, so much. You get kind of like, I guess, I don't know, numb to it.
It's like, you smell dead people.
It's gross, man, and it's kind of disrespectful. I don't like it.
Yeah.
I'm always very respectful, stepping on people's bones. But people are down there hundreds of years, like looking for something, and then it piles up. 100 years later, they just move it around. It's just so many times. Yeah.
Now, how is the difference in experience when you're doing it live yourself, and then you see it after all the edits are put in? Do you ever go back and go, oh, I forgot that even happened, you know?
on that instance, yeah. But it's not usually.
Yeah, there's been some times that I didn't even remember some of the stuff that I had caught, and I'll go back and I'll watch the live, and it's like, I never even realized that happened. Like, there was one live I had, this is one of the scariest ones I've had, it's actually, I'm from upstate New York. I'm actually only about an hour and 45 minutes above you guys. I'm in St. Lawrence County.
Oh, okay, yeah, we're not far at all, yeah.
Oh, not at all, yeah. Yeah, well, actually, I picked up Evan at the Syracuse airport, so that's where he flew in.
Oh, nice.
So the one time that I brought a bunch of my followers out was to this cemetery that was established in the 1800s, and we were just kind of going around. There was stories of skinwalkers, of shadow people, like just all this really creepy stuff on the edge of the Adirondacks. So we go live, and I end up walking and finding this mausoleum in the side of a hill, and I ended up going inside of it. And one of my investigators wouldn't go in with me. She's like, no, this is where I draw the line. I don't enter buildings. I don't know if it's going to collapse. We're going to get trapped. I'm like, I'm going in. So I end up walking in, and all of a sudden my flashlight dies, my camera dies, and I'm standing there in the pitch black, and I'm like, Brandy, toss me your flashlight. And she's like, why? And I was like, I feel like I'm stepping on something weird. I never realized that inside this mausoleum there were urns, very, very old urns, that had fallen and smashed, and the whole floor was covered in people. And I'm like, I need to get out of here. So as we walk out, all of a sudden, flashlight comes on. I got phone service again, and I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, and some people could, like, scratch that up to being, like, underground a little bit, but I wasn't that far underground.
I mean,
really creepy stuff, though.
If paranormal stuff was, like, really, like, it's not, like, Jack and I, you have to be in a certain, well, first you got to be in a certain mindset. You got to have your doors of perception have to be open. You have to, and then you have to look for signs, and then you have to see those signs, and kind of be creative, and then all of a sudden it just starts unlocking. But if it's, you can just walk over that stuff and nothing will happen. But it's like a curse. If you, like, I'm cursed, well, then you're cursed. If you believe it, right? So it's like that,
And playing off what you just said, you have to be you not only have to be a good investigator, but you have to be a skeptic at the same time. Because you can't go into a place and think every place is haunted. You have to have that little bit of skepticism while going in to be a good investigator.
And you guys go in completely raw, right? Like, I mean, you guys go in with just flashlight, camera, maybe an IR camera, but
I got my equipment kit right here if you want to see it.
Yes, bust it out, bust it out, bust it out.
Like REM pods and
this dude's packing. He's packing holy water. He's packing a taser, like that kind of shoots at you, like, yeah.
Like I was telling Evan earlier, I'm big into like ghost adventures with Zach Bagans and stuff. So I watch that quite a bit.
So this is my Pelican rifle case that has all of my gear in it. It's called Big Bertha.
Tilt it down. Let's see.
Oh, I'm going to.
This is some nerd shit right here, guys. This is some nerd shit.
All right, here we go.
I'm a nerd. Come on.
Oh yeah.
Damn.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Wow.
No. Every piece, take it out and talk about it. Come on. You can't do that. That's like seeing a movie and a gun's on the table. Well,
Oh, I got every piece right here, and I can do a quick explanation and everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
So what I have here, this is a geopod. We use these for EVP recordings. It's actually a sound bar.
Oh.
It will go up. Actually, I'll shut my light off so you can see it a lot better.
Nice.
So when we're doing EVP recordings, there's voices that you might not be able to hear or footsteps, and that will give you that kind of visual of that.
And when it goes off when no one's happening, that's in your hair just goes.
Dude, it's creepy.
Yeah.
You got these are actually cat balls, and a lot of people laugh about this, but these are motion activated. If you set them in a location where there's no wind, you don't have like creaky boards or anything, and they're perfectly still, they will not go off. And you can kind of like jump up and down and they won't go off. Actually, Evan saw this. We just did these on the investigation, and it only went off, what, once?
But it did.
It did.
You're like,
and
why?
Yeah, it was crazy. My holy grail, my two holy grails, I'll have to show you, and then I'll show you the rest. But this was my old name of my TikTok, and we changed it over to the SB Chronicles and everything. This is my music box. This is motion activated. So basically, if anything walks in front of this IR, it will turn on, and won't play the music too much because of copyright infringement, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Ozzy Osbourne, like, no more tears.
And then this was just made for me by the Historic Haunts of Waynesboro. This is a REM pod that's made to look like an old style lantern.
Nice.
And so if anything comes over to touch it. So basically the whole concept with this is if, you know, we're talking to a spirit and we're like, hey, go touch that piece of equipment. They may look at it and go, yeah, I don't know if I want to touch that. It's like looking at something out of Star Wars. They're like, I don't know. You know, I'm not from that time period. But if you have something that's like familiar to them, it's a lot easier for them to interact with them. This has only gone off once for me since I've owned it, and it's already been on multiple investigations. So it's kind of cool when you get a piece of equipment that you usually don't get going off, and then all of a sudden it goes off. It's like,
Yes,
I got a parabolic mic. This is my favorite piece of equipment, though, and I'll end on this because I have so much equipment.
Yeah.
Do a whole hour segment. But this is the go-to I think everybody should have is a SB7 Spirit Box. It goes through AM and FM transmissions, white noise, voices.
White noise! Yep.
White noise.
It's real.
Evan has experienced this in one of our investigations. We got intelligent responses. And I won't go too far into that, but I'll tell you right now, the look on his face, he was just like, I'm like, yeah dude, I told you. It was great, honestly.
It flips through the channels, like, and then it's like,
I was gonna say,
it just skips, and then someone says, like, you know, I'm here. You're like, what?
I didn't want to turn it on in my house for a demonstration.
What?
Like, have you guys ever gotten anything with like a full vocal tone, or is it usually just whispers?
So the craziest thing I ever had is I have a dog that actually used to travel with me because I believe that animals are actually, you know, susceptible to the other side.
Yeah.
And this dog went with me to a graveyard that's supposed to be really haunted. And I'm asking questions, nothing's really happening. I have the SB7 going off. And then all of a sudden, the flashlight turns off next to me. My dog gets up, starts growling. And through the SB7, I have a video of this. It says, stay doggy.
Oh, wow.
And
wow.
I was like, what? So flashlight goes off, dog reacts, SB7 stay doggy. It was mind blowing for me.
Well, with this one investigation we just got done with, we here's the deal. Once you discover what the entity is, and you say its name, and it's like, oh, you know, it's so used to, you say its name, all of a sudden you get results, and the more you know about it and its history, the better. So our show is a show about history told through ghost stories. So we're learning about American history that no one knows about, that we're digging up, and our fans are digging up with us, really, and it's fascinating. You know, we're talking mid 1800s. Civil War ending, slavery ending. But not, and it's a wild time. The Louisiana Purchase has got, you know, this whole thing is now America again, and is a lot going on, and a lot of stress, you know, and a lot of hard times, stress, and sorrow, and these are the emotions that, you know, stay around sometimes. So Jack, tell us about the different kind of there's residual, and tell us the different kinds of spirits.
So there's residual haunts that are basically a recording of your life, things that you did. So if you have like a spirit that, you know, a gentleman who was, when he was alive, he was putting his work boots on, he's walking down the stairs every morning, makes a cup of coffee, goes out the front door. When he passes away, his spirit might leave that energy behind, and you might hear the footsteps down, the door getting open, stuff like that. So that's a residual haunt. They don't usually interact with humans. They just kind of do their own thing. You have your intelligent haunts, which are things that can come through like the SB7 Spirit Box. and a lot of this equipment, and that's the ones that we usually talk to is the intelligent spirits. And then the other ones you have are the demonics.
Uh-oh.
So I've been doing this for 20 years. I've done over 500 cases, and out of those 500, I think there were 5 demonic cases in total. 2 of them I worked with the Catholic Church, and I will say it was eye-opening and life-changing in the way of ghost hunting, because it gives you a whole new respect of what spirits can do. I have been punched, I have been pulled, I have been scratched, and not by a person that needed an exorcism, but by an invisible force. So that would be under your demonic, and I really feel like there's so much more. I feel like that's just the black and white and gray, but I feel like there's a lot more entities that could be under a certain kind of name.
All right, I gotta ask this. Demonic forces and stuff that you've encountered, do they follow you, or do they stay, like, in an area that you visited, or do they follow you when you leave?
They try to sometimes. We had a priest from the Catholic Church that had to bless us with holy water, give us a cross. I went to one place right up in the Adirondacks. It was a dirt road, and they actually had a story of the goat man that was out there.
Oh, boy.
This story goes back over, I think it was 150 years. And me and one of my friends decided to go out there one night and see, you hear those stories and you're like, okay, we want to see if it's actually real.
Yeah.
And we got to the road and we both looked at each other at the same time, and it was just that gut feeling. If you've ever been around a person that they're just like off, and it's like that sense in the back of your neck, a demonic force times that by like 100. It's like it hits you in the chest and you're like, okay, I need to get out of here. And we both looked at each other and said that, and I ended up, as I was putting the car into drive, I got punched in the stomach. I ended up getting violently sick. I threw up. I lifted my shirt. I already had bruises on my stomach, and Eric and I actually drove to a cemetery, because a lot of people don't know this, but cemeteries are blessed. They're hallowed ground. The second you go through that, the demonic force can't follow you. So we broke out the sage, Palo Santos, and holy water, and blessed.
You're living in a horror movie, and when it's actually super fun. It's like once you, believe me, I've had the best time with Jack, because I'm like, he's pretty much guiding me, and I'm the filmmaker. I'm the guy who's making sure the cameras are rolling, and I want to get this thing on camera.
It's also making sure that I don't do this and I do this, right, Evan?
That's right. And so we're a good team. He's also, and I knew this. I've gone to a lot of places that if you did believe it's haunted, it would just shot you back. But you have to go in there with respect. You got to ask for permission. You got to ask when you leave, is it okay? You don't take any memorabilia from these places, and that's a hard, cold world for me. I take stuff from jungles but not anything gravesite-y, because that's just like, why? Like, okay, you don't believe in it, but still don't take something from
just
there.
Bad juju.
Yeah. Now, there are 2 paranormal experiences that I've had, and Jay doesn't even know this, probably.
All right.
One, I went to a local abandoned school, and it was just a bunch of people. We were drinking that night and just decided, hey, let's fucking do this. And we go out there and saw a full-blown apparition in one of the windows. And I think after everybody saw that, we were like, okay, this is too much, we're leaving. But the other one was really pretty crazy, because we spent the night at an abandoned mine. It's up in the Solvay area. It's called Split Rock. Probably weren't supposed to be.
I know where that is.
But we spent the night there. We went up there. There's an area, if you walk through it, obviously it's heavily graffiti because people party up there all the time. But there's the mine shaft is kind of collapsed, but we were able to break through. We could have went through it if we wanted to, but we were like, I don't want it. It's collapsed once. We don't want to do it again. So we spent the night there, tented up over there and everything. And during the night, we heard about that there's an abandoned slaughterhouse. It's it looks like a pavilion now because they removed everything. But it used to be a slaughterhouse, and we're like, we're going to walk through the woods and get to this thing. We walked there. It took us 45 minutes to walk through the woods to get there. We marked the way on the way. And when we walked back, it took us 10 minutes to get back. So there was some sort of vortex, and we didn't know how the hell we got back earlier than we left. So that was a crazy experience.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, there are 2 paranormal experiences that I've had, and Jay doesn't even know this, probably. One, I went to an So it does exist.
Oh yeah, I've had some crazy stuff happen like throughout the years. Like I was on Ghost Nation, and it was a ghost hunter guys that sprinkled off for a second, and I was filming, and it was were two houses. They came together, but they were from different places. But we didn't know that. But we found that out. It was like a line, and I guess they move a house, another, they put it together, and right when he said, "Whoa, you feel that?" And my camera just shut off and went back on. And then afterwards, I said, "Man, we got to look at this." What was right at the same moment, and it was skipping 2 minutes. It was like we lost 2 minutes right there. Never happens. And I freaked out, of course, and I was like, that was cool. I always think it's cool as hell. I don't get mad. I'm like, that's cool. No way, I'm more into that because I think it's so cool. It's only coincidence for so long, right? And then it's like, I think the military has a thing. It's like first time you see someone is one thing, second time is coincidence, third time they're following you, right? It's like a thing,
There's certain people I wish I wouldn't have brought with me to that Split Rock because they're pranksters. And while we were sleeping, they decided to light a bunch of torches and run around the freaking tent and make it look like somebody was trying to catch us and stuff. And then they open the tent and they're like, "Ah, I gotcha."
They're the ones that die, right? In the movie. Right? They're the first ones that get
Okay.
Stop playing. It's like,
All right, you just brought. Okay, since you brought it up, I've been kind of aching to ask for the past few minutes here, and I figured it's a little off topic, but I gotta ask. From your guys' perspective, both Evan and Jack here, the paranormal movies or like The Conjuring, stuff like that. How do you guys perceive it? Are you guys like, wow, that's pretty accurate, or that's like way too over the top, or like, oh my god, I can relate to that? Like,
entertainment.
Jack, there's a lot of those stories come from some ghost hunters. Jack, you could talk about that.
Yeah, there's with shows and movies, there's always that aspect of entertainment where you need to blow something a little bit more out of proportion to hook the viewer. With the Annabelle doll, it was, in the movie, that thing's freaking terrifying. The porcelain face, the cracked eyes, and in real life, it's a Raggedy Ann and Andy doll. It's, it's not as scary, but
that's a real story that happened.
But it is a real story, yeah, absolutely. I just actually got to visit, what is it called? I'm gonna blank here. It's down in Western New York. It's actually where Ed and Lorraine Warren went before The Conjuring, and they had some haunted dolls there. And there was a whole list of papers and everything about the haunts there with those. And with movies, like I said, entertainment. But there is a lot of there's stories have to come from somewhere.
We're talking about, if you guys don't know, in the 70s there were these people like doing what we're doing now, but it was not televised. They were doing it without a camera, and that's what these stories come from. All their investigations, and it's kind of, they made the rule book on kind of set what to do, how to do it. And they capitalized on it too. They own that properties. They own the doll. People line up to take a photo with it.
Yeah.
They can make $1 million off this haunted doll,
They just brought that doll literally 8 miles from where it originally was found in the Conjuring house this year, and I was like,
"Oh wow,
you guys are bringing this thing back to where it was." Don't do. It was reactivated, but no, it's funny because you get people that like Evan was saying, they have been doing this since the 70s, and I meet a lot of new paranormal investigators from TikTok that just came into it because of TikTok, and when they ask, they when did you start? And I started before I was in my top 8, and they kind of looked at me like, what? And I was like, I did it before my thing. I've been out, since I started in 2006.
And we're still poor.
And we're still poor, yeah. For $1 a day, you can help a poor ghost hunter have a Big Mac.
Yeah, saying that, there's some kids on TikTok that are killing it. Making buku bucks. They're live doing it, and this is cool. I love this new style of filmmakers that are out here. You call them content creators, you call them filmmakers. That's what, and the medium is your phone. Who cares? Are you giving us compelling TV? Yes. I know people will bag it. Well, it's not real. Well, what is? No one's watching TV. The networks are just
Yeah.
they're going under.
I haven't watched TV in years, so.
They're losing their jobs. The networks are getting merged, and then everyone's getting let go, and because they can't keep the numbers. And this old, antiquated Nielsen system of these bunch of homes in the Midwest that are hooked up to something. The streaming companies know exactly how many people are watching, for how long, what their demographic is, and those numbers are coming out, and it's flooring people. You know, I mean, come on, you binge watch your stuff, right? You don't go you tune in. It's not like I used to watch MASH. You know, I'm home for Star Trek at midnight. Period. Captain Kirk, right? That's me. You know.
Hell yeah, we're Trekkies here.
And Twilight Zone after, right?
Oh yeah, we love Twilight Zone.
A couple before and honeymooners, and then you ramp up. But TV's not TV anymore, and I think what Jack and what I jumped on, and God bless Jack for saying, hey, I need you too. You're the storyteller. You know, you're the one who's gonna. It's a good combination. It's his social media and my Hollywood. You know, not in a bad way, Hollywood. Like a storyteller coming in, and we are just magic, man. I'm telling you, we got GoPros rolling. I shoot most everything on my phone, on my iPhone 14 Pro Max, and GoPros and a silly little flip out. The quality doesn't matter. It doesn't.
Yeah.
We got some good tech though. We got the DJI mics that recorded themselves. God bless. You just gotta be ABR. Always be rolling. Always be rolling. Get those batteries charged because they're gonna, and have
He's
your
speaking to me, by the way. I can tell by the eye contact.
Yeah. He calls me up. Jack calls me up. Dude, you wouldn't understand. I said, dude, I'm gonna send you a Zoom link. We're gonna record this because everything we're doing. See. Ever since I started talking to Jack, I've been recording myself and the screen. It's all, I want an open book. I want it to be like, transparency with our investigations. It's just us.
Yeah.
If anything happens, there's no one in the woods, and it's a bug out. It's a trip. What happens, and it's crazy. So we are.
There's already been a couple close calls with just us two. Like me and him got out of the truck. I won't go into too much detail, but we went on an investigation one night. We both got out of the truck, and I got this big flood lamp. I'm ready to go. He's trying to get the drone up. It's like 10 degrees out. You know how New York is, and we're about to head into these woods. And I take that floodlight and I make eye contact with something, and I'm not going to say what it is because it's coming up in later episodes, but me and him just looked at each other, and he's like, dude, this is a lot different than going in with a huge crew. Like, usually we have like 10, 15 people. So when it's you and me, one of us goes, you're solo. Like, you're on your own.
You're going in silent. I mean, with a crew, it's like, when's dinner? I need another battery. And it's like, all the ghosts are like, it's an F56 and, 2008. They're already like, know what's up already. But over in these places, you're the first person ever going in there in that kind of mindset.
Yeah.
And when you're in the mindset, it's incredible. I love getting in that mindset. It's a fantasy. I love suspending belief, and then magic happens. And I think that's in life. You gotta go all in. And if it's a game and say, okay, we're gonna draw something and it's gonna mean something. If you just do it and get into it, all of a sudden something happens with your brain. Something happens. All of a sudden you're in it and you're doing it, and it's really fun. And then it's fun, and then you start thinking. Me and Jack have really deep conversations. Come on, we're talking about dead folks here. We're talking about people who had a whole life. Here we are making fun. Let's go Ghostbusters. It's like, let's be with, let's be honest. This is like,
that's the one thing I like about working with Evan is we get into those goofy modes where we're making those jokes.
Yeah.
And right when it's in that moment, we snap out of it, and it's like, okay, it's go time. Like, this is someone we need to be respectful. And yeah, I really like that about him with working with him and stuff.
Yeah, I'm a comic book fan, so like, fantastical, like.
Oh, you'll fit right in with us.
So what is that and that and all of a sudden, and we're like mind blown. It's like, because you have to be creative. There's no right answer. You gotta like, what if, and a lot of what ifs, and then the what if gives you a chill. Then you think you're being led that way. It's cool.
Now we got wrap up pretty soon, but Joe, we got a good question in the chat here from Shay. If you wanted to snag that real quick before we wrap up here.
He said, what do you guys guys say to any haters who will say you're just faking the investigations?
We're gonna have all our stuff up online. We're just all transparent. We're gonna have our tapes just rolling. You guys can look at it. We want people. Look, we want people to help us. I mean, because we don't know what we're looking at. I mean, you look in the footage and then you open up the iris and you do contrast and you're like, wait a minute. And we want.
Honestly, you're always going to have people that are going to be naysayers, and that's okay. I mean, you have your skeptics, you have your believers, and then you have your middle ground.
There's two things I have to say about that. I mean, one, as long as we've been content creating, the one philosophy I stand behind is if you don't have haters, you're not doing something right.
That's right.
Secondly,
that's a good point. I like
chats
that.
get interested.
The haters are viewers too.
Yeah.
Secondly,
that's what I usually say. Thanks for your view. Like, I appreciate the support.
Yeah.
The biggest accomplishment that you can make is when you get a naysayer converted to a believer. You know?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. No, and that's what I like about the live aspect is because it does keep that part of it where they're like, oh man, what if this is all pre-recorded? What if they just rigged this and this? When you're out there live in the moment, it's just two of you. I mean, it changes the whole perspective.
Plus the interaction, man. That's why we go live, is we love interaction. So.
Absolutely. Yeah, and the stuff that you guys are thinking about doing now with the live streaming paranormal stuff and everything, where you can get the audience interactive, it's like there's no naysaying there. You're the one doing the investigation at that point.
Yeah, I mean, we got some. We're honing down that concept where we bring the story up to a certain point, and then we say we're gonna go live. We're gonna have to edit maybe 2 or 3 days, but we're not going back to that spot until it posts. So everyone knows what we're doing and kind of vested interest. And then is unanswered questions. We go there and we try to get a name. We try to get something to lead us to somewhere else. And everyone's in on it. I'm just really stoked on this storytelling because it can transfer to music. Let's just say we're watching them create a song. And then we go live. Everyone's like, oh my God, I saw you create that. So this this concept is happening now, and I want to test this here in this genre because it's very sticky. These audience members are real fans, and the same people are into monster movies and Comic-Con. You know, this is a big genre. I want to believe that there's something else in this world that has a little magic to it. Why not? How? Please give me. I want to believe there's a little bit of magic, something that we don't know. And I personally have a story, and the reason why I believe a family member passed, and 2 separate people who were like a lawyer and someone else came up to me and told me the same thing, and I was just, these people wouldn't mess with me like that. That's like really, it would be unheard of to be that cruel. And so I was just like, maybe I can talk to her again, you know?
Yeah.
All right.
Honestly, sorry.
I was just gonna say, we definitely gotta wrap up here because I got someplace to go tonight. By the way, here's my dog Lars, everybody. Yeah, Saint Bernard.
It's a UFO story, guys. You should get us back.
Yes.
We have something that we don't know what it is, and we want you guys.
No idea.
Please.
And the only thing I was gonna say was that if you guys are really interested in seeing something crazy, episode 2 has something in it that is coming out on Friday. 20 years of doing this is some of the best evidence I've ever caught.
Excellent. So that's that's what I was going to ask you. Because like I said, we gotta wrap up here, but I want you guys to plug yourselves in. But yeah, we would love to have you guys back because I know there's definitely more stories to tell, and I know our audience and whoever people who will tune in later, because we get a lot of people who watch after the fact. I know there's definitely going to be more stories to tell. So to you guys, both Evan and Jack, we'd love to have you guys back. You guys want to come back sometime?
And let's look at some evidence here instead of just talking heads. Let's show some stuff and let's talk about it.
Yeah. So we can post more footage, more videos and photos and stuff like that. So that being said, and again to everybody at NerdCage Nation, be sure to subscribe to the SV Chronicles. The link is in the description, as well as the Instagram, as well as the TikTok, all that good stuff. So, Jack, go ahead. If you want to just plug anything you want to plug or anything you want to promote, go ahead, Jack.
Honestly, everything right here, what you just said, we appreciate all our subscribers, our followers. We're bringing out some crazy stuff. We're bringing the aspect of your favorite TV creator, your favorite storyteller, and your favorite live creator. We're mashing them together, and we're making something new and something beautiful. And every Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on YouTube, our new episode comes out. Episode 2 comes out this Friday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Monday at 1 p.m. the same episode will come out on TikTok. So if you don't have a YouTube and you have a TikTok, you can do it that way as well.
And we're blowing up on TikTok, 220,000 and strong and going. We got a big phone, and let's do this.
We're over 150 million views at this point.
Awesome.
Wow. Well, congratulations on that, and we absolutely keep going, keep doing what you guys are doing. You guys, it's been a real honor to have you guys, and a big shout out to your brother Drew for linking us up. I'm glad we were able to link up, and like I said, one thing we love doing at NerdCage Live is want to leave the audience wanting more. So we'll definitely have you guys back for sure. Joe, go ahead, plug in social media real quick. We'll wrap things up.
All right, if you want to get us on Twitter or Instagram, both handles are at nerd_cage. Our link to our Discord is in the description. Become a member there as well. And our Facebook discussion group, that is NerdCage Nation. We love everything you guys put up there. No spoilers, no politics, and for God's sakes, keep it civil.
Absolutely, and if you guys haven't already, check out last week's live shows. We had boxer and MMA star Heather Hardy on the show. She said she'll definitely come back, but definitely check out that interview. We talked boxing and MMA. We argued a little bit in a fun way, and it was cool talking about her career and stuff like that. Joe, tomorrow on Twitch.
Yes, tomorrow on Twitch, we will be doing...
well, not tomorrow, Friday. Sorry, I'm thinking today's Thursday. Friday.
I was going to get confused about that. Friday is more Super Mario RPG Remake.
Yes, that's twitch.tv/NerdCage Live, and then Joe, tentatively Saturday, X-Men.
Yes, X-Men Legends. Hopefully Jay is pretty much getting there.
Hopefully, yeah, I gotta get it caught up.
We had a little mishap with the memory card. It kind of deleted our data, but he's getting it back, so we're good.
Yes, and then everybody, please mark your calendars for Saturday, December 16th, 2 weeks from this Saturday. Joe.
Yes, for Cheesy Movies for Charity 2 with Double Dragon, Samurai Cop, Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, Batman 1966, and Moonfall.
Yes, our goal is to raise... Yes, our goal is to raise $2,000 for St. Jude's Children's Fund. And if we do, all this hair is going to be chopped off. So if you want to see Jay with short hair, let's raise $2,000 for St. Jude's. I'm going to donate it too. So, yes, we want to raise money for St. Jude's. We did $1,100 last year. I think we can do $2,000 this year as we watch terrible movies, but cheesy goodness. So, again, everybody remember Saturday, December 16th. And like I said, we want to raise money for St. Jude, and we hope we do this every year. So, again, shout out to Drew Stone, and thank you to Evan Stone and Jack Vaisey for being awesome guests tonight. We cannot wait to have you guys back on. We will definitely coordinate. So that being said, everybody on NerdCage Nation, we pretty much ask you to like, comment, subscribe, ring that bell, and spread that shit like Paranormal Activity, everybody. So the USA, from yours truly, Syracuse, New York, to all of our friends and fans around the world at NerdCage Live and the SV Chronicles, as always, enjoy life, stay safe, eat your vegetables, do your push-ups, go to the gym, all that good stuff, and we'll see you Friday on Twitch. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
And stick around for our awesome promos and get trapped in the cage. What's up, NerdCage Nation? It's your boy, Jay St. G.
And of course, I'm Joe from FallenOne Gaming.
Last Christmas, we did the most epic watch party marathon that was Cheesy Movies for Charity.
And may I say, it was the most gratifying thing we've ever done on NerdCage Live.
Last year, we raised over $1,000 for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. So guess what? We're doing it again.
That's right, baby.
It's charity time.
Yes, Cheesy Movies for Charity 2 will be right here on youtube.com/@NerdCage Live on Saturday, December 16th, starting at noon Eastern Standard Time. So, Joe, kick this shit off.
Starting at noon, we will watch Double Dragon, which is currently streaming on Tubi.
And at 2 p.m., we will watch Samurai Cop, which is also streaming on Tubi.
At 4 p.m., it's Garbage Day. Yes, we will watch Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, which is currently on YouTube.
And at 6 p.m., it will be Joe's first time as we watch the 1966 Batman movie with Adam West, available on HBO Max.
Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb.
And for the finale at 8 p.m., we will end on the highest note with Moonfall, available on HBO Max.
For this year, once again, we'll be working with St. Jude's, and we are going to set the initial goal for $1,000. We can do it.
When the watch party starts, there will be a link in the description where you can donate. Progress will be shown on stream.
The first 5 people who donate at least $100 will get a free NerdCage Live t-shirt of their choice at our merch store.
Once we hit our goal of $1,000 for St. Jude's, we will give away a NerdCage Live hoodie from our merch store because it's wintertime and it's our way of saying thank you.
Finally, if we get to at least $2,000 for St. Jude's Children's Hospital, I will cut my hair off and donate it.
St. Jude's is our favorite charity, and we are so excited to be working with them once again.
Thanks a lot, NerdCage Nation. We will see you Saturday, December 16th.
NerdCage Live and gaming are a perfect match.
Shoot the J, Joe.
Okay.
Shoot it!
All right.
Over on NerdCage Live on Twitch, Jay and Joe go live.
Call me Bazooka Joe.
It's all about you.
Kaboom!
Playing both old school and new school games every Tuesday night. Ooh, what a sight!
Jay, stop looking at her face and run.
But she's so beautiful.
So be sure to follow NerdCage Live on Twitch.
Run for your life, Joe. Run for your life, Joe.
Running.
Run faster. Oh no, Joe. The galaxy's doomed because of you.
To scratch your gaming itch.
Oh, nice kick, Joe.
Thank you.
Yo, that's diabolical. Wait. Yo!
That's twitch.tv/NerdCage Live.
Ooh, trying to get out of the nerd cage, are ya? Well, before you go, hit that subscribe button. And if you're really intrigued, ring that bell. Thank you for dropping by. Until next time, tell everyone you know about NerdCage Live!